Culture Vulture 31st of August to the 5th of September 2024. Welcome to Culture Vulture, your guide to the week's entertainment from an alternative standpoint. Selections and writing is by Pat Harrington and music is from Tim Bragg. Highlights this week include Get Carter, 1971. This gritty British crime thriller follows Jack Carter's ruthless quest for revenge in a corrupt, decaying 1970s Britain, airing Sunday, the 1st of September 2024 at 10 p.m. on BBC Two. Hampstead, 2017, a charming romantic drama set in London's Hampstead Heath, exploring an unlikely connection between an American widow and a reclusive man, airing Wednesday, the 4th of September 2024 at 6:55 p.m. on Film 4. Another Round, 2020, this Danish film delves into a group of teachers experimenting with constant intoxication to reclaim the joy in their lives, airing Friday, the 6th of September 2024 at 1:20 a.m. on C4.
Saturday, the 31st of August, 2024. Passport to Pimlico, 1949, 1:15 p.m. BBC Two. Passport to Pimlico is a classic British comedy that cleverly satirises the post-war conditions in London. Set in the fictional district of Pimlico, the story unfolds when a group of residents discovers an old document that declares their neighbourhood to be a part of Burgundy, a region of France. This leads to Pimlico seceding from Britain, and the residents embrace their newfound independence with humorous and chaotic consequences. Beneath the film's light-hearted exterior lies a commentary on the austerity of the era, the yearning for freedom, and the absurdities of bureaucracy. The film highlights how ordinary people navigate extraordinary circumstances, underscoring the human desire for autonomy and the impact of political decisions on everyday life. A Night of Disco from the BBC. On Saturday, the 31st of August, BBC Two will broadcast Everybody Dance, The Sound of Disco as part of the Proms 2024 series. This event celebrates the vibrant disco era with performances by the BBC Concert Orchestra and vocalists like Vula Marlino, Vanessa Haynes, and Elizabeth Troy. Expect to hear iconic hits from artists such as Chic, Gloria Gaynor, Diana Ross, and Boney M. The show will air at 8:25 p.m. followed by 3 volumes of disco at the BBC. And promises an evening filled with glitz, glamour, and classic disco tunes. Then at 12:55 a.m., BBC Two will air Studio 54, a documentary that delves into the legendary New York nightclub known for its extravagant parties and celebrity guests. Glory, 1989, 9 p.m. Film 4. Glory is a powerful historical drama that brings to light the often overlooked contributions of African American soldiers during the American Civil War. The film follows the story of the 54th Massachusetts Infantry Regiment, the first all-black regiment in the Union Army, and their fight for dignity and recognition in a deeply divided nation. Through the experiences of its characters, Glory explores the harsh realities of prejudice, the struggle for equality, and the sacrifices made in the pursuit of justice. The film challenges the viewer to reflect on the complexities of identity and the meaning of true courage in the face of systemic oppression, making it a poignant and thought-provoking portrayal of a pivotal moment in history. Out of Sight, 1998, 10:55 p.m. Great Movies. Out of Sight is a stylish crime thriller that intertwines the lives of a suave bank robber and a determined U.S. Marshal. Directed by Steven Soderbergh, the film combines sharp dialogue, a clever plot, and a sizzling chemistry between its leads to create a memorable cinematic experience. Beneath its cool exterior, Out of Sight touches on themes of power dynamics, morality, and the unpredictability of human relationships. The film presents characters who navigate the grey areas between right and wrong, challenging the audience to question the true nature of justice and the choices people make when faced with complex moral dilemmas. It's a smart, engaging film that leaves viewers pondering the boundaries between law and love.
Sunday, the 1st of September 2024. The Man Who Destroyed Oscar Wilde, 8:30 p.m. PBS America. This documentary explores the life and actions of the Marquess of Queensberry, whose feud with Oscar Wilde led to Wilde's downfall. The Marquess, whose son Lord Alfred Douglas was Wilde's lover, accused Wilde of homosexuality, which was illegal at the time. This accusation resulted in a series of trials that ultimately led to Wilde's conviction and imprisonment. The documentary delves into the personal and societal impacts of this conflict, shedding light on the dramatic events that led to the tragic end of Wilde's career and life. Spencer, 2021, 9 p.m. Film 4. Spencer offers a hauntingly intimate portrayal of Princess Diana during a Christmas holiday with the royal family at Sandringham. Directed by Pablo Larraín, the film presents Diana as a woman trapped in an oppressive environment, struggling with her identity and mental health. The narrative delves deep into the personal turmoil of a public figure, capturing the suffocating pressures of tradition and expectation. Through its atmospheric storytelling and Kristen Stewart's powerful performance, Spencer sheds light on the emotional isolation and internal conflict faced by those who must navigate the demands of duty and the search for personal freedom. The film resonates as a poignant exploration of individuality versus institutional expectations, making it a compelling and deeply moving watch. Starship Troopers, 1997, 9 p.m. ITV4. Starship Troopers, directed by Paul Verhoeven, is a film that initially presents itself as a straightforward sci-fi action blockbuster, but upon closer inspection, reveals itself as a sharp, satirical commentary on the nature of militarism and societal control. Set in a future where Earth is governed by a militaristic regime, the film follows a group of young soldiers as they are trained and deployed in an interstellar war against a race of giant, insect-like aliens. The narrative centers on Johnny Rico, a high school graduate who enlists in the mobile infantry, motivated by a desire to impress his love interest, Carmen Ibáñez. As Rico and his friends are thrust into the brutal reality of war, the film explores themes of loyalty, sacrifice, and the often grim realities that lie beneath the surface of patriotic fervor. One of the most striking aspects of Starship Troopers is its depiction of a society that thrives on propaganda and indoctrination. The film opens with a recruitment advertisement that glorifies the military and presents the war against the bugs as a noble and necessary cause. Throughout the film, news broadcasts and educational videos reinforce this narrative, portraying the soldiers as heroes and the aliens as an existential threat that must be eradicated. These elements serve to critique how governments can manipulate information and foster a culture of fear to maintain control over the populace. The film's use of exaggerated and hyperbolic propaganda mirrors historical and contemporary examples of how media can be used to shape public opinion and justify aggressive policies. The militaristic society depicted in Starship Troopers is one where citizenship is earned through military service, creating a stark divide between those who serve and those who do not. This structure echoes historical fascist regimes, where military service and loyalty to the state were paramount, and where dissent was often met with harsh consequences. In the world of Starship Troopers, the concept of citizenship is deeply tied to one's willingness to fight and die for the state, raising questions about the value of human life in such a society. The film challenges the notion that sacrifice and violence are inherently virtuous, instead suggesting that they are tools used by those in power to maintain control. As the characters progress through the story, the film gradually peels back the layers of its seemingly heroic narrative to reveal the darker truths beneath. The soldiers, initially depicted as eager and idealistic, are quickly confronted with the brutal realities of war. The battles against the alien bugs are depicted with graphic violence, emphasizing the horror and senselessness of the conflict. The dehumanization of both the enemy and the soldiers themselves becomes apparent, as the characters are reduced to mere instruments of war, their individuality and humanity stripped away. This dehumanization is further underscored by the film's portrayal of the bugs, which, while presented as mindless monsters, are shown to be highly organized and driven by a survival instinct not unlike that of the humans. Starship Troopers also delves into the theme of blind obedience and the consequences of unquestioning loyalty to authority. The characters are taught to follow orders without hesitation, and those who question the mission or express doubts are quickly marginalized. Rico's journey from a naive recruit to a hardened leader is marked by his increasing willingness to embrace the violent ethos of the society he serves. This transformation raises important questions about the nature of leadership and the ethical implications of following orders, particularly when those orders lead to widespread destruction and loss of life. The film suggests that in a society that glorifies violence and suppresses critical thinking, individuals can easily be manipulated into committing atrocities in the name of duty. Despite its heavy themes, Starship Troopers is often misunderstood as a simple action film due to its over-the-top special effects and thrilling battle sequences. However, these elements are intentionally exaggerated to serve the film's satirical purpose. Verhoeven employs a style that both indulges in and critiques the very tropes it portrays, creating a film that is both entertaining and thought-provoking. The contrast between the film's flashy, bombastic exterior and its darker, more critical subtext invites viewers to question the true message being conveyed. Is it a celebration of military might, or a warning about the dangers of unchecked power and the seductive allure of fascist ideology? Starship Troopers is a complex and multi-layered film that challenges its audience to look beyond the surface and consider the deeper implications of the story it tells. It is a film that uses the conventions of the sci-fi genre to explore real-world issues, making it a timeless and relevant commentary on the intersection of war, media, and societal control. Verhoeven's masterful use of satire ensures that Starship Troopers remains a film that can be revisited and reinterpreted, offering new insights with each viewing. It stands as a bold and provocative piece of cinema that continues to resonate in an age where the themes it addresses are as relevant as ever. Get Carter, 1971, 10 p.m. BBC Two. Get Carter is a gritty British crime thriller that follows Jack Carter, a ruthless gangster, as he returns to his hometown to avenge his brother's death. The film paints a bleak picture of 1970s Britain, depicting a world rife with corruption, moral decay, and urban desolation. As Carter digs deeper into the underworld, the film exposes the seedy underbelly of society and the ways in which power and violence are intertwined. Get Carter is unflinching in its portrayal of a man who becomes increasingly entangled in a cycle of vengeance, highlighting the destructive consequences of living by a code of retribution. The film's stark realism and uncompromising narrative make it a compelling exploration of the human cost of unchecked ambition and the harsh realities of a life driven by revenge.
Monday, the 2nd of September, 2024. America's New Female Right, 9 p.m. BBC Three. This documentary, hosted by journalist Layla Wright, explores the rise of a new wave of young women in the USA who are championing extreme views on social media. These influencers, podcasters, and content creators often post anti-feminist and other controversial content. Layla Wright travels from her hometown in Liverpool to meet these women, including a 16-year-old rising star in Nashville and a 24-year-old conservative influencer in Arizona. The documentary delves into their motivations and the impact of their online presence, providing insight into why these young women are promoting ideologies that, in the opinion of many, seek to roll back progressive rights. Mean Girls, 2004, 11:15 p.m. BBC Four. Mean Girls, directed by Mark Waters and written by Tina Fey, is a sharp, witty exploration of the social dynamics within a high school. The film follows Katie Heron, a newcomer to the school, as she navigates the complex and often brutal hierarchy of teenage cliques. Mean Girls offers a biting critique of the ways in which young people can be influenced by peer pressure, the desire for popularity, and the pervasive culture of judgment. Through its humor and memorable characters, the film sheds light on the impact of exclusion, the power of gossip, and the challenges of finding one's true identity amidst external pressures. While it's a comedy at heart, Mean Girls resonates with deeper insights into the adolescent experience and the universal quest for acceptance.
Tuesday, the 3rd of September, 2024. A Woman of No Importance, 10:55 p.m. BBC Four. This is Alan Bennett's award-winning one-woman drama starring Patricia Routledge. The play revolves around Miss Schofield and her colleagues at their canteen table, exploring their conversations and interactions. It's a compelling piece that delves into the everyday lives and thoughts of its characters, offering a mix of humor and poignant moments.
Wednesday, the 4th of September, 2024. Hampstead, 2017, 6:55 p.m. Film 4. Hampstead is a charming romantic drama set against the picturesque backdrop of Hampstead Heath in London. The film tells the story of an American widow, Emily, who forms an unexpected connection with a reclusive man living off the land in a makeshift shack. As Emily becomes involved in his struggle to remain on the land, the film touches on themes of community, belonging, and the clash between modern development and the preservation of nature. Hampstead highlights the contrasts between different ways of life, questioning the values of materialism and the pursuit of personal happiness. The film invites viewers to reflect on what it means to truly live a fulfilled life, emphasizing the importance of human connection and standing up for what is right in the face of societal change.
Thursday the 5th of September, 2024. Blood Simple, 1984, 1:30 a.m. Film 4. Blood Simple, the Coen brothers' debut film, is a striking exploration of human nature and the unforeseen consequences of deceit and mistrust. Set in a small, desolate Texas town, the film revolves around a love triangle that spirals into a web of murder and betrayal. The story begins with bar owner Julian Marty, who suspects his wife Abby of infidelity with one of his employees, Ray. Driven by jealousy and paranoia, Marty hires a private detective, Lauren Visser, to follow them. However, what begins as a simple tale of jealousy soon devolves into a complex and twisted narrative where no character can fully trust another, and the situation escalates with deadly consequences. At the heart of Blood Simple is the theme of mistrust, which serves as the driving force behind the characters' actions. The film's title itself hints at the idea that when emotions like fear, greed, and suspicion take hold, rational thinking becomes clouded, leading individuals to make poor, often dangerous decisions. The characters in Blood Simple are trapped in a cycle of deception, each one misinterpreting the actions of the others, leading to a series of escalating misunderstandings. This theme is poignantly illustrated in the character of Ray, who, after finding Marty dead, mistakenly believes Abby is responsible, leading him to take actions that only deepen the tragedy. The Coens skillfully use this interplay of mistrust and misunderstanding to build suspense and keep the audience guessing at every turn. Visually, Blood Simple is a study in atmosphere, using its setting and cinematography to create a pervasive sense of unease. The Texas landscape, with its wide-open spaces and oppressive heat, is captured in stark, moody visuals that reflect the film's bleak tone. The Coen brothers and cinematographer Barry Sonnenfeld employ shadows and light to great effect, enhancing the noir element of the story. The nighttime scenes, in particular, are shot with a claustrophobic intensity that mirrors the characters' increasing desperation. The film's meticulous attention to visual detail underscores the tension and impending doom that looms over the narrative, making the environment itself feel like an active participant in the unfolding drama. Blood Simple also stands out for its dark, often ironic humor, a hallmark of the Coen brothers' style. The film's dialogue is laced with a dry wit that contrasts sharply with the grim events on screen, creating moments of bleak comedy. This irony is most evident in the character of Lauren Visser, played with sinister charm by Emmett Walsh. Visser is both menacing and absurd, embodying the film's balance between horror and humor. His cavalier attitude toward violence and his grimy, unkempt appearance add a layer of grotesque absurdity to the proceedings. The Coens use this blend of humor and horror to comment on the randomness of fate and the absurdity of the characters' increasingly desperate attempts to control their situations. Ultimately, Blood Simple is a meditation on the unpredictability of human behavior and the thin line between order and chaos. The film's narrative is a tight, intricate puzzle, where every action leads to unforeseen and often tragic consequences. The Coens leave the audience with a sense of unease, as the characters' fates are sealed not by grand, heroic gestures but by small, seemingly insignificant choices that spiral out of control. Blood Simple is more than just a noir thriller, it is a psychological exploration of the darker aspects of the human psyche, where mistrust and misunderstanding can lead to irreversible damage. The film remains a powerful and compelling piece of cinema that established the Coen brothers as master storytellers, capable of weaving complex, morally ambiguous tales that continue to resonate with audiences long after the credits roll.
ND finally, Friday the 6th of September, 2024. Guy Garvey, from the Vault's 10 p.m. Sky Arts. Sky Arts will air Guy Garvey, from the Vaults. In this series, Elbow frontman and broadcaster Guy Garvey explores 2 decades of TV gold, featuring era-defining musical performances, long-lost studio appearances, and revealing interviews that have remained on the shelves for decades. This episode focuses on protest songs with a Swad, Public Enemy, Tom Robinson, and The Specials. Lady Macbeth, 2015, 11:05 p.m. BBC Two. Lady Macbeth, directed by William Oldroyd, is a gripping period drama that subverts traditional gender roles and explores the dark side of human desire. Set in 19th-century rural England, the film follows Catherine, a young woman trapped in a loveless marriage, as she embarks on a path of rebellion and destruction. The film critiques the rigid societal structures that confine women, highlighting the lengths to which one might go to break free from oppression. Lady Macbeth is a stark portrayal of power, control, and the consequences of unchecked ambition. The film's intense, minimalist style and powerful performances create a chilling atmosphere, making it a compelling study of the darker aspects of human nature and the price of freedom. Another Round, 2020, 1:20 a.m. C4. Another Round, directed by Thomas Vinterberg, is a Danish film that explores the concept of living life to the fullest through the lens of a group of middle-aged teachers who embark on an experiment to maintain a constant level of intoxication. The film delves into the search for meaning and excitement in the mundanity of everyday life, as the characters grapple with their dissatisfaction and the consequences of their choices. Through its blend of humor and tragedy, Another Round examines the delicate balance between indulgence and responsibility, ultimately questioning the pursuit of happiness and the ways in which people cope with the challenges of life. It's a poignant and thought-provoking film that resonates with universal themes of aging, regret, and the desire for renewal.